For me, running for office, it was never really like a thing or a thought of, hey, I want to jump into politics. I've just kind of always felt that we all have a duty and obligation to serve. You know, we're all called to jump in, get involved, make a difference, and leave it better than we found it.
I'd been pushed by friends to get involved in politics and so forth. And I'm a small business owner, I own a state farm agency. I realized real quick that I didn't know how to run a campaign, so we hired a consultant and got lucky, came in second and won in a runoff. I think for me, it's about service, it's about giving back.
I never had any intention of getting into politics, and I used to work on a lot of different campaigns, and a seat came open and they came to me, and as a good Southern woman, I said, I'll pray about it, and I honestly didn't. And then they just kept coming, and it was like, all right, dear Lord, please help them find someone so I don't have to do this. I didn't like, at the time I didn't even like to speak in public, and it was like, I never would want to do that. The service is definitely what I like the most. I volunteered a lot up until this point, and I just really have a heart for my constituents.
I've never thought I would run for office. I've been involved in campaigns before. I'd help people run. It's great to see good people get put in good positions, but I never thought I would really take the opportunity. And then again, I work full-time. I work with School District 5, so you've got to take an office or seek an office that kind of fits around your schedule too. And I think that's the challenge sometimes, finding good people to fit good roles is, I have a wife, I have kids, I have a family to support. So, you're kind of limited in what you can do. And actually, City Council fits great for that.
My situation's a little different. I've been blessed to be part of the Anderson School District 5 faculty and staff, and I also am able to serve on the Anderson 3 school board. So it gives me a unique perspective. But we prayed about it as a family and realized that the school board needed an educator. Every teacher in a classroom needed an educator on the board. Parents need that. Students need that. And I knew without the shadow of a doubt that I was doing exactly what I was called to do, and that was to serve the great community of Anderson 3.
Very few things that constituents bring up actually require an agenda item or, the enacting of an ordinance or something like that. And so a lot of times it's just really getting them in touch with the right person that can kind of handle their issue. And I think that's the great thing at serving at the local level. I know it's different at the state level we are the closest to the people.
I also send out a weekly newsletter, try and keep my constituents updated so they know what's going on, and so they can actually reply to the newsletter that I send back and ask any questions that they might have. I also do an article for the journal. I try to be really visible.
When you've got a business you're trying to run, a family you're trying to take care of, and then you're also trying to take care of your constituents and make sure you do a good job by them as well. So I think for me, the biggest challenge is just the scheduling piece of it. So that'd be my advice, to make sure you have the capacity to do it.
You have to be highly organized in a very disorganized environment. And you also have to learn how to say no, and it's okay to say no when you're in a position like this, because at the end of the day, you promise your spouse I'll be home by 7. Okay, so you have to keep that promise.
Make sure that it's something that you are truly passionate about, something that you believe in and that you want to do a good job with. I've set a goal, and it's a family goal. We try to get back into each of the schools at least once a year for each year that I'm going to serve on the school board, because that's where you see the teachers, that's where you see the parents and the students.
Serving is one thing, but actually getting elected is another. For those that are interested in serving, will you talk about the mechanics of what it's like to actually, file to run an election and what campaigning looks like leading up to winning one?
It's very intense. Got a consultant, he came in and analyzed the race, and he said you need to raise $50,000. This is in 2006. And I'm like, yeah, right. And we spent $50,000. I had a lot of people that kind of rallied around, but was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in a very short period of time.
First of all, you have to have a good group around you that are going to be willing to go out there and help you work to get elected. It's a lot of work. You have to go out there, you have to raise money, first of all, even though it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. And you have to be willing to go out and knock on doors. For a state house, race, that's usually anywhere between 25 and sometimes even up to $60,000 or more. So it's a lot of money. You meet great people in it, and you just have to have fun along the way.
Thank you so much for serving our community and choosing to serve our community every day in South Carolina, in Anderson, South Carolina.